Ladies and gentlemen, do I have a VOD for you this week? London United qualified for the EMEA Challengers, and a lot of people were shocked by how good they looked. I personally was very impressed because I think that they had some of the best push and pull defenses that I've ever seen in Valorant, and I'll explain what that means in the VOD review, but they also ran chamber frequently. So let's go ahead and dive into this game. Let's start off here with pistol rounds. Where is the chamber playing? That's the first question I have. He put his TP back here and he's gonna peek cat. Also try to put an alarm bot down here. Boo, who's their Astra player, is just playing off of one way in a main. The rest of the players are out here close to B, but it's only Molzy really who's going to take contact if they do end up coming B, and that's what they're going to do. But look at the instant damage that Molzy's going to get with the shock dart, but also he's already starting the game of breaking this trap wire that Chihuahua is going to try to put down every single round, and you already see Chihuahua has the adjustment before the game starts. This is the type of thing that when you get to these end rounds of tournaments, these teams are going to be prepped. Like when they were playing against Rebels, he was trying to break the tripwire, and you actually had Vukashu replacing, like grabbing it before the shock lands, trying to replace, and he would shoot another one and he'd break it anyways. So yeah, starting that game right away, Chihuahua has to be aware. So he's just going to place a different tripwire, which is very nice. And Molzy doesn't adjust the entire time, not recognizing that there's no trapwire there. But either way, already damages Mo. He shoots another shock dart. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. So much damage on the rush. Just 2 shock darts, and that already puts them in such a good position. They don't spend any of the breach utility. This is old information, but he doesn't use a flash, doesn't use a fault line, doesn't use his aftershock at all. You don't have the dart actually thrown out by Molzy. He doesn't have the shock darts anymore, but you have the recon bull because he wants to be able to be flexible with when he wants to aggro. Instead, what they do is they walk down mid, Molzy and Feku at the same time together, making sure that this is tradable, and joining in with Dreamus, who's also peeking mid at the same time. Boo's going to rotate all the way over. They recognize now that they have an opportunity to really go fast on B main because of the way that this happened. They didn't really get any delay, but because they're playing full retake right off the bat, they can come here with 3 people. And potentially they didn't have that trapwire there, so they might not actually be spotted here by Chihuahua and the trapwire. So this is possible now. Boo rejoins with Molzy. Also note how Molzy at the beginning, he did help Feku walk down, but he doesn't necessarily join with them. He just helps them make sure that they're safe. And then, okay, once they're clear, once they join other teammates, then he rotates back to help Boo. And that's important, right? Boo doesn't want to be in spawn by himself. That would be a round over if he dies in spawn. Either way, 1 flash on the corner. This camera doesn't spot anything because it's blind. And they're able to break it. So they don't really know numbers outside of the flash. They know 1 person's there at least. Chihuahua's just dead on the double swing. There's nothing in B main. And at this point, look at this fault line. Look at this fault line that gets hit on lane, hits this person, also hits Element, hits Mo probably, and Ozzy I think is clear of it. But it's just ridiculous how much this could get just straight down this way. And that's when they're all swinging. And Molzy is shooting a dart at the same time. So all that combination makes the dart actually land, and it's up. That's 2 pulses. That's 3 pulses. And they get a little bit more damage. I think Feku got the kill on Element on the lane, and then they're just swinging. Mo has very little HP. And yeah, the round's just over because they're double swinging. Okay, this round is a perfect example of why I've been hyping up Astra Breach on Plat Chat and other places as well. It's just the synergy is ridiculous. You just stun with the Breach, and then the Gravwell will 100% suck you in. You cannot move out of it compared to just normally getting Gravwelled. You could walk out at it, you could run out of it, but if you're trying to shoot, it's obviously bad. On top of this, Boo gets all the way in the corner, right? That's just to bait them into it. So if they do hear him run into this, they're like, oh, we got to clear this. We got to clear this. And they're going to actually try to fight into it, especially on the anti-eco. It is anti-eco, so you have to remember that. And he gets away from the gravity well of theirs. So he's fault lined. You can see Pat Attack trying to avoid it. He's trying to jump into the closet, but he gets sucked out of the closet. That was terrible phrasing. He gets aftershock too. What can you do? He's just dead. Boo doesn't even have to peek him. To note a little bit on Dreamhouse' setup, he has an alarm bot on mid, another alarm bot on cat, and he has his setup with the TPs as well, so he can get out. But XL knows that they like to put this alarm bot there, so one of their goals is going to have to be to break this alarm bot. If they're not, it's like not breaking a tripwire on Haven Garage. You know, it's the same type of thing. They could just start not playing mid if they want to. So Feku's still here. And he can challenge if he wants to. One of the things, by the way, is that it's nice by Chihuahua. I like that he does this. He's pre-aiming here, right? Still, even though he knows there's an alarm bot there, he needs to make sure that that's clear because one time, London United is just going to place a body here, and somebody's going to get really, really lackadaisical with this peak, and they're just going to try to clear the alarm bot, and there's going to be a person there. But instantly, as this happens, London United on the anti-eco, they're taking this very cautiously. And one of the reasons why I think I'm most excited about them is look at how Dreamus played. He was in B main, right? He was playing off of his anchor to TP back to spawn. As this alarm bot gets broken, Feku doesn't really swing it or anything. He doesn't know how many people are there. He actually walks back, allows Molzy to drone, covers his body after the timing has elapsed, because there's like 5 seconds after he walks away from here where they can't really be here unless they're running. So he's not worried about it. He's helping Feku at that point. And then he's watching his body. And then after that his body's clear, he's going to go back and Feku's going to walk down with the drone, but so does Dreamus. So he doesn't win. Let's watch it. Let's watch how it plays out. Chihuahua's gone. Oh, where'd Chihuahua go? Feku's like, oh, perfect. You know what this means? And this is the push and pull. This is the push and pull. Look, this has been cleared by the attackers. Fully cleared. Chihuahua's like, there's nobody bottom mid. It's just so difficult now if they ever want to reuse mid. And as he gets down to the cubby very safely, Dreamus walks away. He's like an escort, right? He's like holding his hand. Okay, cool. Are you safe now? Are you safe? Are you safe? Yeah, cool. All right, now I'm gonna leave you. No worries. Watch how free this is, right? Chihuahua's like, oh man, I'm free. I can walk into mid. Like, but look, he's just not ready for this. He's not ready for that possibility at all. What do we know about how the game has gone so far? XL clearly knows their alarm bot mid is a goal for them to break. They go for a setup here where Dreamus gets down into bottom mid. Feku has his dash, so he's fine. They've already darted bottom mid, so they know this is coming. This is something that XL's doing. They're spending utility to clear bottom mid. That's something that you have to do on Ascent. They try to star him. They get the dart. They're trying to spam. They actually have control. Feku has to fall back, but it's all a ruse anyway. Chamber's gone. Dreamus is gone. It's fine. What they're doing is they're baiting them into using utility in bottom mid. Nice shock dart, by the way. If you saw that lands right here, breaks the alarm bot. That is supposed to be there, so good prep from Mo once again. What happens now? They just cleared us out mid, right? What do we do? We've droned mid one time. Feku walked down with it. Oh, but we actually have more here. There's a lot more, because look who's coming on cat as well. This is why I don't really like this alarm bot, but like I would have preferred it maybe a main. I don't know if it's a timing thing with the path or what it has to be, but either way, it's still fine. If they do come out of B main at the same time as this happening, they know they can play off of that. They're not going to be caught unaware like somebody just flanking them. They will know if there's a flank. But either way, boom. This guy's tagged from a drone. There's a fault line coming in bottom mid. There's a smoke popping down on tiles. Mo is isolated from Chihuahua. He can't help anymore without swinging through a smoke. And so these guys have free reign to just push down on these people. They're going to try to rush in from top mid, but they're both stunned. They're both stunned. They're dead. There's nothing to do. Tiles, if he swings, he's dead too, to cat. And then top mid is also dead because they're peeking mad late. This is just such a beautiful trap. And there's also even an aftershock in the corner of mid, right? So that nobody can hide in that cubby and end up being a problem later on. Okay, we've got another anti-eco here. This is for Element. He smokes it off. Boo can't really see him. All he can do is spam. He's going to grab well him, but at that point, the fault line's coming in, potentially the aftershock. Element just dashes out. He spends the dash to get the orb. Probably a solid trade. I'm okay with that. Either way, we saw a dart from Mo. We saw the smoke from Element. And we saw, was there a grab well? No, there wasn't a grab well. So all they know is 2 people are here. I mean, the last anti-eco, how many people were here? 4? Okay. So what do? Let's just walk B main. It's so good. So proactive. There's nothing here. They get free control of B side. Alarm bot triggers. Hey, look, another synergy. Look at the breach. An alarm bot synergy. The alarm bot goes out. Element's like, fuck, I'm in a smoke. He smokes himself. The aftershock keeps them off. And that's just perfect for them to actually be able to take this fight. They're just like sitting ducks because they can't get through the aftershock. They can't help Element. They're just getting shock darted. They're getting spammed with AKs. I mean, yeah, very different round. So we can see Dreamus is A with Boo. Feku and Molzy are mid, and Destrian is all the way B. This is the first time Destrian's all the way B by himself. He's gotten 2 stars from Boo, and there's a smoke tiles. I wonder what that's going to be for. Double alarm bot on A. That's a novelty here. And the alarm bot is actually tucked right on the corner here, but also it's going to be in a smoke. Actually, in this round, they get both slows to go off. It's ridiculous, but that's not even the cool thing about this round. They have both their best aimers, Feku and Molzy, to go bottom mid and fight. They're dueling. They're staying here this time. I mean, maybe they won't if there's like a full commit from XL, but either way, look at this. He just destroyed the camera. The only active information that they had on this spot, Tiles is already smoked. Ooh, what is this? A free catwalk to walk up? I can walk up watching the smoke the entire time because Feku is holding my angle, right? This is how you clear. This is how you scale on space that you're trying to gain. He is all the way up mid. He knows what's happening. He might have even heard anything in A main. Destrian's market, he's safe if they go B. He's also playing off the stars. Once again, very simple. And these guys can do whatever they want at this point. Look at this slow. I mean, the slows don't matter, but still, it's just crazy to me that they're able to get 2 slows to hit. This is the uncomfortableness of XL, but also just the power of chamber, the amount of new stuff that you have to deal with. It's crazy. So Dreamus also plays on site, but he can get out. He puts his TP up here, his anchor up here, because he knows, hey, I'm going to be the only person here. I know that Boo wants to walk up cat. I'm going to be the only person here. Let me set up my TP up in heaven so that I can get out if I need. And Boo makes a perfect play. He just sits in spawn. Yo, he sits in spawn. He flanked. Didn't get any, I mean, he did get a lot of value out of his flank. He knows that there's nobody rotating on B. He knows that this is a real hit, right? This is not a fake. He sits in spawn. He can't get past the trap wire. He doesn't want to do that too early because his team's not ready to do anything. And once again, patience on all the utility, right? They're waiting for the fault line to come up. They're waiting for the dart to come up. They're just, everybody is chilling. And also look at what Molesey's doing in mid. He's just kind of sitting there too, just holding cat. Oh, this is what he's going to do. He's going to clear A main. And because of that, I think that this gives Chihuahua even more of a false sense of security, more than his trap wire not being broken. And this is just a free kill. Boo gets him. He's dead. Okay, cool. And then Molesey also finds a kill onto Ozzy. And they're still patient in heaven. Love the grab well and stun that they put down on Jen and Door to clear that angle. Molesey's finally in position, very close to his dart. I don't think he uses it. No, just a shock in that corner. Potentially somebody was vulnerable. I don't know which one they used where, but now they swing out heaven. Very nice. Good retake, good patience on the retake. It would have been over if Destrian didn't die. I think he got spammed through the floor on heaven. Okay, I do want to briefly talk about the chamber path. I think this is something that people should be paying attention to, is the types of paths that, it's not, I mean, it is important. Whenever there's a chamber in ranked, Locke's chamber in ranked because we need a Sentinel and Jet and Reyna have already been picked or whatever on Bind, for example. And then you're like, dude, like, why aren't you placing your anchor and TPing between the sites so you could set up like both sites at the same time? And they just don't do it. You're like, what the hell? So this is, here's a nice path on Ascent. Let's watch as much as we can. There's the anchor right there. Goes over towards A, puts his alarm bot down, also puts his anchor. Replay! Why? Okay, so he puts his anchor down here, goes through cat, puts his anchor down here, puts down the alarm bot, TP's back, recalls both of his anchors, puts the alarm bot down here, goes through spawn, puts his anchor here, and then puts his anchor here. That's it. That's a setup. So he can set up both sites at the same time. There's also the possibility of like putting a TP here and a TP here, but I actually think that those are very, very niche and not that useful because mid control is just like the thing that attackers are going to go for, and it's very, very risky. Okay, so 6-1, XL finally calls a timeout. They're like, what the heck's going on? They're shitting on us. What can we do? We keep getting slowed by chamber. This is something that we have seen before. We did see Destrian play market. Molesey and Fecky with him this time. So back with Dreamus and Boo on A main. We like the setup already, but I do want to point out that he doesn't buy this round and sticks with the classic because he's going to go ahead and pop his ult. Cool. All right, so we actually do have this economically viable agent, and people are using it like that. That's scary. So he just opts and posts up on A main. Cool. So what else happens this round? Oh yeah, Molesey for the first time just drones through. Why? Oh, because they're double opping. Oh, with everything else going on, XL now has to deal with a double op. That sucks. They push through mid, doing their regular mid control, and Destrian hits him with an aftershock behind the hut. What does this do? Clears out back hut. But what does it do for Fecky? They're going to leave this. And Fecky can finally, he can post up to be watching just this. Most of the time, you actually see oppers stop short of this. They stop right here so they can watch the angle as people walk into B main so that they aren't exposed to this and this at the same time. Right? That's the danger. That's why you always see oppers stop before this angle. And if you're wondering, like, oh, why aren't they taking more space? That's why, right? So Fecky can take more space now because they've aftershock behind hut. He doesn't have to be going like, oh crap, you can peek from this, and you can peek from this. No, he could just be crosshair placement for one angle. Very nice. And yeah, Chihuahua's like, yeah, I'm fine with this. This is gonna be fine. I'll be able to kill the op. No, actually, no. Okay, and then another op angle as well. He is as far as possible as he can be from his rendezvous so that he can TP away. I mean, he's going to guarantee get a kill here. Oh, this is just amazing. Oh, the sun. I was trying to get this video done before the sun started coming into my eyes. I'll have to put some shades up sometime when I'm not lazy. So he just got so much damage and canceled the drone, but Fecky didn't trust that he would cancel the drone, and he didn't want to get tagged either because Mo does have ult, so he just opted. And then there's the grav well here as well to delay even further. But wait. Wait, sorry. What did I just see? Was that a second shock dart? Oh, it was a second shot. I thought this was Mo because he had the dart out before, but that was. I'm an idiot. That was a second shock dart to combo with the grab well. Combo with the grab well. It's just so beautiful, man. It's just so beautiful, dude. It's like we tried mid. We can't go mid. What are we gonna do? We tried B. Oh, they pushed us off B right at the beginning. Let's try it again. Let's try to drone through and get B main. Oh, we can't do that. Like, dude, there's nothing they can do. It's just so unfortunate for them. I would hate to call a game like this. So they're gonna go to cat and Boo's shoulder peeking an angle, and also potentially when you're playing off an alarm bot like this, if you show yourself first, the goal is for this to slow, to go off, and guess what? It's gonna go off again. Because Boo's shouldering the angle and he smokes this. So at this point they literally have to have their crosshair on tree and the place where they saw Boo. So it goes off and there's a fault line from top mid. It misses everybody, but you can imagine, just for beautiful Valorant's sake, just imagine this fault line hitting literally everybody. I think it could too if he had angled it slightly more this way, but this like literally went in between all of them at the same time. So unfortunate. Boo could have killed all of them if that fault line hit. But it doesn't matter either, because Dreamus is just like, hey, there's nobody A main. I just peeked it, so I'm going to go back here, and I'm fine to post here. I'm perfectly fine. He's going to help Boo while the time happens, and then he TPs, and this is just amazing. The most beautiful, like, Rolling Thunder I've ever seen. Rolling Thunder, they're all literally getting pushed through the door into a chamber op, and now they're stuck in a slow. Like, it can't get worse for XL. It can literally not get worse. That is absurd. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to watch that. I'm sorry XL had to play that. I'm sorry we have to deal with this in the future, but I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty damn hyped to see this happen during challengers, if it happens. Because who knows? London United could just be trash. And I'm an idiot. Okay, this is the first round that they lose. But the one little trick is from Boo here. He actually, like, they don't really know where he is. He could be saving his, I mean, he is saving his gun, and they're already chasing. So he puts down a smoke here, and that baits them into thinking that, like, he's somewhere over here, right? And it works. Patatek actually puts his knife away. I can't slow motion, but he takes his knife out. Look at this guy. Poor Patatek, man. He's already down bad enough playing Phoenix, and then this happens to him where he gets baited into just going mid with his knife out. Okay, that's all I wanted to show on this round. They lose, finally. All right, so this round they still have Fecky's op. They're still going for this B main stuff with Dreamus playing off of his TP, and Dreamus is just playing off his anchor. Look at this whack angle. He's on top of the box in the open with no smoke. Look at this whack angle. It's crazy. Oh, there's a lineup for the shock, by the way, if you want that to break the alarm bot. I don't know why you'd want that. You're playing ranked, but maybe I actually do have some pros watching this, and there you go. There's the lineup. Yeah, they're just gonna hold B main with Molzy playing underneath Dreamus. A nice high-low setup that just works because they've already conditioned them not to play in this corner just in case they get aftershock. And Destrian is pushed into A main. This is a one-time thing that we haven't seen before, and I'll show you why, because it's just broken to have a breach in wine. It is just broken. Just straight broken. Okay, so they break the alarm bot, they break door, and because there's nothing B main yet, no drone. Actually, they've already used their drone. So they go cat instead. And this is what I'm talking about with the with Destrian. Poor Mo, man. He tried to bounce it and break the alarm bot, but it's over here. Please don't tell me this goes off. Okay, he gets it. Okay, all right, cool. So one thing that's really nice about all this is that, about this kind of control, is that Boo can commit all of his stars. And yeah, this is starting to look a little scary, but no, he's got this. This is cool, by the way. The assist smoke to block, or the A main angle, and I don't know, maybe not that important since Destrian is actually there, but he jumps up and he can get a nice angle on door, something that you will not expect, and you're safe. Well, this is actually something I saw Nitro start to do, and then he can play through the smoke too. So really, really nice little transition smoke. Maybe I should call it a transition smoke, because there's a lot of plays that you can do from here. He dies anyways, but this is what I'm talking about. How broken is Breach and Wine? Like, you just fault lines and swings and it's fine. Like, I mean, yeah, stun kind of sucks, but it's still a stun, all right? Still a stun. Meanwhile, because they maintain A main control, and because Phoenix is a trash agent, and so he doesn't have a follow-up to push into A main, and they don't have anything to push into A main, A main with. Okay, I mean, I guess we're just not going to clear this out the entire time. And because of that, now I got Dreamus and Molzy coming back through A main, And Feku's just nasty, and this wall is not that good. I don't know how many trashy Cosmic Divides I've seen, but I mean, it's fine because you're going for a cat split, and yeah, whatever. I mean, they're just lost at this point, right? Because they're not able, because of where Destiny is, to try to fight back. Maybe you push through door, but the spike is planted here, so you don't really want to be playing tree because the spike is planted here, and it's not planted for cat. It's very hard to plant for cat without an astral wall specifically built to plant for cat. What can you do? I mean, they're out in the open. Like, Dreamus, he's just fighting from hell. This is ridiculous. He just gets shot. I mean, come on now. Okay, so we've seen this before, right? The Jet and the Sova, Feku and Molzy walking down mid, smoke on tiles. We've seen this before. We really have. But one of the things, the fact that Boo didn't get that much value, or he didn't get value until Chihuahua last time walked back after the 5v5 retake started, is actually kind of obfuscating the fact that this happened at all, right? So yeah, I mean, he's just gonna walk back down again. Molzy's holding tiles with him, and Feku with the dash is able to just hold top mid, not worry about it. He doesn't have to have a buddy on this part, and Boo is able to switch now. Molzy, as soon as Boo is past the danger of tiles, Molzy goes back. Feku continues to hold. Okay. Now Feku switches to watch the tiles angle. That's really, really nice. Timing, coverage, everything, fundamentals, beautiful. One thing is that with the flash from Destrian, he actually was able to get the utility of all three players out. All three, every single one. He got the Phoenix. There was a flash, I believe. There was a cloud burst because of the flash. And then there was a dart from Mo right away. So they know that there was 3B main. That's not necessarily going to stay that way, right? They can go tiles, they can rotate through spawn, but timing suggests that if there's anything here, there's only 2 players, right? That's it. And Boo's already cleared up here, so his information right now is there could be 1 spawn probably, and there could be 2 spawn, there could be 2 A main. We don't know where, but there's somewhere there, right? He dies, and now Dreamus knows that maximum there's 1 person here, and he's got his anchor set up to actually take this duel. Meanwhile, they're like, what the fuck? There's a guy top mid. What are we going to do? Feku's still holding this angle. There's the smoke is just fading. Oh, he puts down another one. Oh, he doesn't actually have a star. What are we going to do? Oh, wait. No, Dreamus just killed him. He took the fight, took the duel, no problem. Easily killed Chihuahua. He could have even, like, just really nice. And now they know the rest of them are here. I mean, they know. They know. There's the Phoenix Molly. They already saw Sova. Element is the one player they're kind of unknown on, but Feku's here and Boo's here. And they push top mid, so now Boo doesn't have to worry about top mid. I mean, this is the coup de grace for me. Look how freaking far Breach is. And this guy's getting fault lined. I know the timing was off. Patatech was going to kill him anyways, but if Patatech kills Boo, he's now stunned, and we have Dreamus killing him anyways. I don't know what to say. I mean, I didn't even know Breach could fall. Like, I did, but that's absurd. That distance is absurd. It's ridiculous. Breach is so strong. Like, I mean, the fault line is just ridiculous. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. I really did. I watched actually both their Ascent games from the close qualifiers, and once again, I just had a blast watching it. It was so much fun watching Chamber. It was so much fun watching after, like, seeing what they did on Fracture, for example, and I recommend going to watch their Fracture game as well versus XL, because that was also clinical in terms of push-pull on their defensive sides. I think that London United is a team to not take lightly. Especially when you give them defensive side to start on pretty much any map, maybe except for Icebox, because of how good they are at re-aggroing, re-clearing areas, holding on to space, that type of thing. Their attack sides definitely, like, they have cool ideas, and when those cool ideas fail, they are able to, you know, go back onto some of the stuff that XL was running and stuff like that. Which is good, but sometimes that just takes too long, and I think that was their problem in, like, closing out this game, for example, where it was 9-3 half, and I think it went to 13-9 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, definitely some things to be worked on. You could see, I mean, they ran what, 4 strats? I think we went over that entire game. There was variations on them or whatever, but just so nice. So anyways, guys, I'll be back next week for another VOD review. Let me know what games you guys want to see. Until then, please like, subscribe, and do all the things on my social media. And we're back with more content just like this. Peace.